Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Black Lotus back again with another video. Thank you so much for those of you that have subscribed. I really am loving all the support and positive comments as well as the constructive criticism. You all have been amazing. I wasn't sure how this whole YouTube thing was going to go, but so far I'm loving it. So I'm going to do my best to be consistent. And I'm actually going to buy myself a camera, like an actual video camera, so I can give you guys some better quality videos. I wanted to see how it was going to go first before I made an investment like that. So I'm just going to do it. So just bear with me for another couple weeks, and then you're going to start seeing much better videos. So today I woke up and I decided that I'm going to stop procrastinating and I'm going to do my 2019 predictions video. That one is going to come later on this afternoon, so stay tuned for that. And I decided I wanted to do 2 celebrity readings. One will be off of my list of requests. And this one I was just drawn to, just randomly. I woke up and I was thinking of Donald Trump for some reason, which doesn't happen. So I decided to do a reading on him. And the difference between his reading and the other ones that I've done, I incorporated my past life deck because I wanted to see who he was in a past life and how that is playing out, for him in this lifetime. So I wasn't surprised for these first 2 that he was a high priest. He was very in tune spiritually, and, he was in a position of authority, which definitely doesn't surprise me. Next, he was a knight. And I'm not saying this happened in order. These are just the ones that came up. So the way that this is projecting into this lifetime is not only does he have a very strong personality, but those that he keeps close to him, his family and the very few friends that he has, like real friends, he will protect you to the death. So he has a very protective personality, and he looks out for people that are very close to him. Also, in one of his past lives, he was a monk. And what I am picking up on as far as this lifetime, other than the obvious, that, he lived a kind of secluded lifestyle. And that's definitely playing out in this lifestyle as well. In this lifetime as well. He is an introvert. I don't feel as though he likes to have a very large circle. He's very... he knows a lot of people, but as far as keeping people close to him, he likes to keep his circle small. And also what I picked up on is the vow of chastity that he had to take in this lifetime, and the way that it is affecting him in this lifetime is, he's having some sexual issues. And, no judgment there. So now let's jump into the tarot deck. So the Ace of Wands represents a new business venture in which he's able to exercise his creative abilities. This doesn't have to do with his position as a president. This has to do with him as a businessman. He's going to be branching off and doing some new things. I feel he's going to be creating some new businesses that are going to be beneficial for his children and his family. And also, this card often comes up when there's going to be a new relationship. So let's continue the reading, and it'll all make sense at the end. The 5 of Pentacles, this is more so of a warning that he needs to be very smart with the decisions that he makes financially, both in his personal life and as the president, because he's got a lot to lose, and one wrong move could really put him in a really fucked up position. So right now, I don't feel the energy is good for him to start making these business moves, and he needs to be very careful with where he applies his money, because some entity that he is dealing with is not looking out for his best interest. And he could really, really just lose a lot behind it. So definitely he needs to be careful. The Eight of Swords it gives me a feeling of self-sabotage. Like, he is his own worst enemy. And on one hand, he has a lot of confidence, sometimes maybe a little bit too much. But I'm feeling a sense of insecurity. He's starting to doubt himself, and he needs to understand that he's the only one that's holding himself back. Nothing else. As you can see in this picture, there's swords all around this person, but none of them are actually touching her. So he's kind of made something a lot bigger and more frightening in his mind than it actually is. The Tower card definitely doesn't have good energy with it. This represents just catastrophe and chaos, things just really, really falling apart. And this applies in both aspects of his life, both as a president and in his personal life. I do pick up on a side relationship that he's going to be in the very near future. I don't really know, honestly, if it's going to be made public, but his wife is going to find out, and that is going to cause some serious issues within their marriage. I do feel like they're going to work it out, but it's definitely going to cause a shitstorm in his life, like to the point where they are going to separate for a while, but they are going to work it out, you know. And where it applies in his role as the president is, and this came up in my 2019 predictions, so now I really have to, put that video up today. Some secrets are going to be revealed, as far as, corruption and, some controversy that's going to put him in some hot water. He's going to be in the hot seat, and he's going to be okay ultimately, but they're going to try to impeach him, but I really don't feel as though that's going to be successful. The Knight of Cups is, as I've said in my other readings, Cups always represents things of an emotional nature, matters of the heart, and good news regarding something that would make his heart at ease, happy, content. Why can't I talk today? I don't know what the fuck is going on. I think I'm tired. I think I need to take a nap. So I'm going to take a nap before I do my other reading. But the energy that this card gives me is supportive of the other card, and what I just said about him meeting someone else and just kind of falling head over heels for this woman. The Justice card has to do with legal matters, and I feel a sense of positive energy behind it, like whatever legal issues he's going to be involved in, it's ultimately going to wind up in working out in his favor. And his marriage is definitely coming up in this card as well. When Melania does find out about this other woman, she's definitely going to consider divorcing him. So he needs to be careful. But I feel everything is going to work out in his favor where that's concerned. Next is the Hierophant, and this represents getting help from someone that is in a position even higher than him that he looks up to and respects. So he's going to be working very closely with someone that is going to help him expand in his business. And also I'm picking up on a hospital trip. I am hoping that it doesn't happen. I'm not his biggest fan, but I don't wish anything bad on anyone. But he is going to have some health issues this year. And what I'm feeling in my own body is chest pain. So I'm going to say a heart-related issue. So yeah, and that's what I meant to say as well. In my 2019 predictions, this came up as well. Possibly needing a surgery of the heart. So I hope that doesn't happen, but this isn't the first time that it's come up for him. The world. This gives me a sense of achievement and accomplishment, and also travel comes up. More so, I mean, he's going to be going to different places as the president, but this is also going to be for leisure. The Knight of Wands. This usually comes up when someone is about to move. So, this is crazy, but I do pick up on this being the event where I said that he and Melania are going to separate temporarily. So, they're going to be living in separate houses. The King of Swords. This is Donald Trump, period. This is so him. This is someone who comes off as emotionless, and kind of just detached. They don't really express anything, just very monotone, if you will. Someone who is very mysterious and kind of intriguing, because you can't really tell by looking at his facial expressions what is on his mind and how he's feeling. But it's actually, he actually does have love in his heart. He actually does have feelings, but he's more so a logical thinker as opposed to using his heart to make decisions for him. So, I feel that's more so of an acquired defense mechanism. That is to protect himself. And, so far it seems to be proving very beneficial for him. As I said earlier, he is an excellent businessman. He is very, very powerful, and he's been able to maintain that because of this personality that he has. The Three of Pentacles is he's going to be more so recognized for the accomplishments that he's making. This also came up in the 2019 predictions that he's going to start making some different decisions, kind of going back on some of the things that some of the decisions that he's made previously in his presidency that are going to put him in a more favorable light. And, this could have to do with several different things, but I don't want to give all that in this reading, but he's going to start making some decisions that are going to make people like him a lot more. The Five of Wands card, this is a card that I definitely expected to see come up for him. When I did my 2019 predictions, this energy definitely presented itself. You'll see that later if you tune in and watch that video, but this, as you can see by the illustration, this is like a petty argument between different people. Just a lot of back and forth and, shit like that he really just needs to stay out of. Do not put your nose in this one. Just stay back and just let it, play out how it will, because it's going to resolve itself, without any issues. But if he puts his nose in this situation, it's going to add fuel to the fire and make for a very large, blown out of proportion type of situation. So this has to do with other countries kind of going back and forth and talking about war and weapons and stuff like that. And he's, I feel, going to put himself in this disagreement, and we don't want to be involved. So just don't, okay? Next is friendship. As I said earlier, he keeps his immediate circle very small. He does know a lot of people, but friendship is something that he's going to value even more this year. And this is going to come up especially when he has his health scare. He's going to get back to what matters most to him, which is his family. And, he's very family oriented as it is, but he's going to look at life like, life is short, and, I need to spend time with the people that I love and, be around my friends and family more. Enchantment. This has to do with that woman that I was talking about. He's going to be meeting someone within the next couple of months. If actually, this is someone that I'm picking up that he's crossed paths with before, but they're not romantically involved yet. But they will be. Children. Dun, dun, dun. Damn, Donald, don't do it. Yeah. I'm just going to continue the reading. You'll see where this applies later. Forgiveness. This actually goes both ways with him and his wife. Because this definitely will not be the first time that they've had some infidelity issues in their marriage. So they both need to kind of forgive one another. And this is kind of why it's like nothing for him to cheat. Because, she's done her share of things as well. So they both need to, forgive one another and just kind of work on loving each other more. You can see the space between them. It plays out in their body language that, the chemistry is just not there. And, I'm not saying that he's the bad guy, but they both, nobody's perfect. They've both done some things. Manifestation. This is definitely focused mostly around his business. He knows what he wants and he knows how to get it, and he speaks, with authority into the universe, like, this is what I want, this is how I'm going to go about getting it, and it's done, period. He's not the type of person to sit around and worry and, oh, what if this doesn't work out, and, all those different things. He knows that it's going to happen, and not just because he has a lot of money. He has a sense of confidence where energy is involved. Now, I believe, I'm not saying that he's like into witchcraft or anything like that, but he knows how the law of attraction works, and he knows that he needs to stay focused and visualize. And I wouldn't be surprised if Donald Trump came out and says that he does vision boards or whatever, but he puts it out there and he manifests things. Listening. He doesn't listen to too many people at all. Not at all. His stance and everything is, my success pretty much speaks for itself. I don't need to take any advice from anyone. But in this particular year where I was talking about finances, kind of being at stake, if he makes the wrong decision, he could really, really wind himself up in a bad position with the government's money and his own personal money. So it would be of benefit to him to actually listen. A year from now, this is the woman. Lord. I'm going to put these cards together and you're going to see the illustration, Within the next few weeks, this is when he and this woman are going to, really make a connection. Compromise. This is more so with him financially, as a businessman. He likes to have power over the situation. And I'm not saying it because, like, oh, he's a narcissistic person and, he's on a power trip. Like, no, he's like, I know what the fuck I'm doing. But in this particular situation, as I said a couple of cards ago, he really needs to allow this person, where'd that card go? The Hierophant. There's a person that is even more powerful than him that he's going to have to work with in order to make these moves. So he's going to have to listen. He's going to have to make some compromise. Perfect timing. What I'm seeing from this card is having to do with the possible pending impeachment. I don't even know if that's something that's going on. I don't even have cable, so I really don't know. But I have heard of potentially them trying to impeach him. But everything is going to work out in his favor. Perfect timing. Like, I'm almost inclined to say that, like, the statute of limitations, something to that effect where it has to do with time, that is going to kind of put him in the clear. Romance. Yep, this is Donald, this is the woman. I'm going to put this over here as well. Success. Where his finances are concerned, he is going to take a loss. But it's not going to be as big of a loss if he listens and really thinks about this before he jumps both feet in. But ultimately, he's going to be even more successful than he was before. And this card came up when I asked if he was going to be impeached. So, no, it's very unlikely. Now, these are the romance cards. Boy, oh boy, this pile is just getting bigger and bigger. A new love coming into his life. Reconciliation, someone from his past returning into his life. As I said, I feel as though this is a woman that he's crossed paths with before, but I don't feel as though they're romantically involved right now. But when they do meet, when they do cross paths in the near future and connect, this is the card that represents them kind of, meeting up again. Codependency. This comes up either as a person who is codependent, in relationships, or it could also have to do with, addictions and things like that. His addiction is money, period, and I didn't need to pull a card to know that. And, that's not a bad thing. He likes to be successful. He likes to be able to do whatever he wants to do, and he likes to provide for his family and set up things so that their life will play out a lot more smoother, so they don't have to struggle like ever in life. But without his money, he feels as though he has no power. So that's something he's going to have to he's going to have a sobering experience when he takes a loss financially this year. It's going to kind of shake him out of his hypnosis, whatever you want to call it. He's very, very focused on money, and that is like his driving force, but it's definitely going to be put into perspective for him this year. Soulmate, I'm going to put this in the pile. Flirt. Shit. Deception, yeah. He's definitely going to be keeping up this lie, but the thing about it is, he's kind of going to be sloppy with it. I don't think it's going to go on for very long before Melania finds out, honestly. Religious factors, playing a role in his romantic life. Geez, I'm just not able to talk today for some reason. But this doesn't necessarily have to do with actual religion. But I do feel as though he believes in God and everything like that. But this has more to do with like his spiritual connection to his higher self. And I don't see that Melania has those same qualities. And that's an issue for him. Playfulness. This other woman is going to bring that out of him. And we're going to see that, As I was saying earlier, he's a very nonchalant, non-expressive. He comes off as a very emotionless person, and he just kind of has the same face on his face every time we see his face. But we're going to see a change in him this year, and it's going to be because of this other woman. Like, she's going to make him feel young again and excited, and ultimately that's going to help him when he starts, as I said, making different decisions as a president that is going to make him a lot more favorable to people. And it's going to be because she's going to kind of ignite something with him that's going to make him happier. Uh-oh, Donald, not a baby. Goodness. Putting this over here. This is the uphill battle, and this has to do with his marriage. The spark is not there. And again, I didn't need a card to see that. We can see that every time they're with each other. It's just not there. They probably had, amazing sex in the past and everything like that. But as far as the chemistry and, they're just not compatible. This other woman is going to be a lot more compatible for him. But, I don't know. She's just there. So this struggle this is the moving card. So yeah, as I said earlier, he and Melania are going to separate temporarily. He's definitely, I feel, going to be taking some trips, but this is going to be a relocation. He's going to be buying another house this year, and, you know, I feel that their separation won't last forever, but, and I don't see that he wants that information to be public. He doesn't like people digging into his personal life like that. So we might not even see this play out. The black sheep. This is definitely him. He is nothing like anyone. You know, he's very different than the people in his family. I mean, I know his children, they have taken a lot of his characteristics and everything, but you know, the family that came before him, he has always felt like the black sheep of his family. And, you know, even to this day, he's very misunderstood. He's not, a lot of people don't necessarily like him. A lot of people don't understand him, though. But he does have a good heart. He really does. I feel that. And it's crazy because before I did this reading, I didn't particularly like him. But, as I said, I cannot take away from the fact that he is an excellent businessman. You know, he's very strategic, and the reason that he stands alone is because he's very unique. He does have a lot of good qualities about himself. This card, this is funny that this came up, but what this card basically is telling me that when he meets this woman, we're going to see a change in him. Whether we know about this woman or not, we're going to see the change. He's not going to be as, you know, stone cold and, you know, just emotionless. We're going to see that, you know, he's joking a little bit more, and, you know, he's more friendly and stuff like that. He's going to be having more fun in his life, and we're going to see that. So those of you that have seen this reading, everybody's not going to see it. I'm a very small channel, but we're going to know. So when you start seeing those changes in him, because I don't watch the news, I don't, you know, all that. When you see those changes in him, I want you to come back to this post and comment below. And this last but not least, this is the health card. And as I said, he's going to have some health issues 2019 and 2020. His heart is going to be the problem. And this is definitely going to, as I said, kind of shake him to where he needs to focus more on getting himself more healthy and spending more time with the people that he loves, because this is going to scare the crap out of him. I am inclined to say it's going to be a heart attack. Hopefully not. I really hope that nothing happens to him. I don't wish that on anyone, and I really hope that we don't see this happening. So let me go back over to this deck over here. So according to all these cards, he's possibly going to have a child with this side woman. She's definitely going to bring out something exciting in him. He's going to be more flirtatious and fun. And he's definitely going to feel like she is the one for him. Whether he leaves Melania or not, I don't feel as though that's going to happen in 2019, and that's what I'm doing the reading on right now. 2019, he and Melania are still going to be together, but who knows? He might ultimately wind up, you know, being more solid with in a relationship with her. I apologize. Someone was in front of my house. And yeah, the new love, romance. Wow. So that concludes my reading for Donald Trump. I'm going to take a nap or drink some coffee or do something because I'm stumbling over my words. I'm very, very tired. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If so, leave me a thumbs up in where the thumbs up goes. Leave me your comments. Tell me what you think. And yeah, I definitely need to rest and recharge before I do this 2019 predictions video, because that one's probably going to be like an hour long. I'm probably going to have to break it up into 2 sections. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, you guys have an awesome day, and I'll be back later.